Hidden gem, an idiom used to define something that's extremely outstanding that not many people know about. And today, I get to showcase an example of one, the SsangYong Rexton 4x4. Despite sharing the same platform with the SsangYong Muso, I'm not going to call this a PPV because this was built first, which means it was designed to be an SUV from the ground up. And that alone already speaks volumes about the level of refinement we can come to expect from this. But we barely scratched the surface because the Rexton has so much more to offer. And coming from a brand that's regarded as SUV specialists, we really should expect no less. Up front, you get an elegant looking facade thanks to this huge grille flanked by HID headlights with integrated LED DRLs. These fog lights are also LED and come equipped with cornering lamps. You'll further see that SsangYong spared no cost when it comes to lighting because you also get puddle lamps and illuminated door handles, which is a really nice touch. You also get repeaters on these heated, power folding side mirrors. The Rexton rolls on these huge 20-inch chrome wheels, which will make you want to post next to them like this. Bling, bling. Well, aside from the wheels, another unique trait of the Rexton is this thick D-pillar, which makes the car look shorter than it actually is. At the back, you get horizontal LED tail lamps, which make the rear look wider. You also get concealed exhaust pipes to give the Rexton a cleaner look. You also get this hands-free tailgate, and as expected, opening it reveals a lot of space. You get 649 liters with the third row seats up, 820 liters when you fold them down, and 1,977 liters with the second row folded as well. It's also nice to see a flat floor and a relatively high loading platform, which will make getting heavy objects in and out a tad bit easier. This interior screams opulence. The design may be boxy and conventional, but it really goes to show what nice materials can do for a cabin. You get these extremely comfortable seats, which are wrapped in quilted Napa leather, and they're power adjustable for both the driver and front passenger. There's even memory settings for the driver's seat, and I love how the seats move back as you enter and exit the vehicle. The driver can also easily adjust the front power seat in case the person being chauffeured at the back needs more space. Oh, and these seats are heated and ventilated too. This is the kind of interior that will reaffirm you made the right decision in purchasing this vehicle each time you get in it. It truly is a cut above the rest in terms of the quality of materials, fit and finish, and overall feel. There's quilted leather on the dash, the buttons and switches all feel premium, and despite all the buttons found here, everything is straightforward to use. And it excels beyond an aesthetic standpoint because the functionality and ergonomics are also on point. There's adequate storage areas, cup holders, and conveniently placed charge ports. You can even configure each of the side mirrors individually in case you want them to tilt each time you go on reverse. And that comes in extremely handy when you're parallel parking because the last thing you want to see on those chrome wheels is any curb rash. The infotainment comes in the form of this well-integrated 9.2-inch touchscreen, which has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and a reverse camera. I'm not sure what the speakers are in this thing, but the audio system also sounds pretty decent. Frequency response is broad and separation is well defined. Then there's the instrument cluster, where you get a 7-inch LCD flanked by an analog tachometer and speedometer. And I personally prefer this over fully digital screens because it's easy to read, yet it doesn't feel antiquated. The best part of this interior is that all this plushness extends all the way to the back, so don't think that the luxuries are just for the front seat passengers. Because aside from all the space back there, rear seat occupants are treated to the same materials on the seats and on the door cards. They also get rear air vents and climate controls, an armrest with cup holders, a USB charge port, a 220-volt power outlet, and get this, heated seats. Now the middle row can't be moved forward, but even if they don't get to ride business class, the third row passengers won't feel too cramped back there. Now I think it's time to see how this thing drives. You know what I said earlier about this being built to be an SUV from the ground up? Well, I think that's its greatest advantage over the PPVs that this competes with. Because the refinement that this offers is really in a different league. I'm surprised by how much comfort they were able to get out of a body-on-frame SUV. I guess the double wishbone suspension at the front and the multi-link suspension at the back really did the trick, because this ride is so comfortable. But aside from the ride, what really adds to the pleasant experience here is the excellent noise suppression. It's really quiet in here. In fact, you might even forget you're driving a diesel because you don't hear the engine. The Rexton 4x4 comes with a 2.2-liter turbo diesel engine, and it produces 181 metric horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. Now, peak torque comes in as early as 1,600 RPM, so response is pretty quick. There is a bit of turbo lag, but a little finesse on the throttle can easily mitigate that and give you a decent push. The steering is rather weighted, which I personally like. And the steering ratio is pretty quick, so minimal steering input is required to make a full turn. And that makes this feel a lot smaller than it actually is. So this definitely does not feel like a boat to drive. Overall, I am pleasantly surprised with how the Rexton drives. I was not expecting this from a body-on-frame SUV. In terms of refinement, driving dynamics, and comfort, I'm blown away. The SsangYong Rexton 4x4 sells for 2,260,000 pesos. And I know that's a lot of money, but when you compare this to similarly priced PPVs, it's hard to imagine why you wouldn't pick this. It truly is a hidden gem.